Hi everyone, thanks for coming back for part 6. In the last video, I had just finished going over these last two verses here in Isaiah 14, and I was explaining how this all seems to be a battle as to who is going to possess the land, which seed is going to possess the land. And you see here in Isaiah 14:20, it says, "Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned." And then it goes on to say, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities." So, like I said, seems to be a battle of who is going to possess the land, and this all goes back to the second Advent table that I had done, and I just wanted to show you the table where it had the word right. You see the word right here in the blue, and then it had the word hand over here, and it also had a hand over here a couple of times, which is the whole reason I looked for the word right, because I kept seeing the word hand in this table, and then right came up sure enough, and there were some other terms that seemed to indicate this was talking about the mark of the beast. But right here, crossing the word right, is where it said, let me start here, that they may breed abundantly in the earth and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. Okay, let me read that again. That they may breed I can't even say that. That they may breed abundantly in the earth and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. Okay, that seems to be the whole purpose of what this is going to be all about, the right hand and the mark of the beast. So I just wanted to explain that. And like I said, over here in Isaiah 14, it's letting us know that this is going to be the reason for the slaughter of the children of iniquity. It's the same reason that for the flood that we saw back in Genesis 6. That's why the world had to be destroyed then, because of the giants. And it says it's going to be like that again. Jesus said it would be like the days of Noah. And that's what Genesis 6 is all about. It's about the days of Noah. And so this is the after that, is what's about to take place. And this is like the final straw, you know. This is the ultimate abomination, as far as I can see. That's the ultimate abomination of desolation. And by the way, the abomination of desolation is a future event. Okay, it hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen in the future, just like Jesus told us in Matthew. Well, let me pull it up. I think it's either 24 or 25. But let's read it. Okay, this is what Jesus said. He said, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place is Jerusalem, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So this is what sets off the tribulation, when you see the abomination of desolation occur in the holy place, which of course, you know, our body is the temple of God in these times. In the, you know, since Jesus became the ultimate sacrifice, there's no more need for sacrifice, and the temple is not made with hands anymore. It's a spiritual temple. This is all explained in the New Testament. But the abomination of desolation is a future event that will take place, and it's going to occur simultaneously with Israel being surrounded, because where it says to flee to the mountains, there's another time that's described as fleeing to the mountains, and that's going to be right here in Luke 21. It says, it's not another time, it's the same time. It's talking about the same time. It says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So this is talking about fleeing to the mountains. It's going to happen when Israel is surrounded with armies, and it's going to happen when the abomination of desolation takes place. Those two things are the things that will set off the tribulation, or the days of vengeance. And like I said, the abomination of desolation is a future event that will take place. Okay, sorry for getting off track, but like I said, this was going to be really difficult to explain because it's so interconnected with so many other things, like the abomination of desolation, for example, and what may be the mark of the beast. I'm not saying that I know for certain what the mark of the beast is. I'm just saying that it seems to me that that would be the ultimate abomination. I just can't think of anything worse than that, and that seems to be what would set off the tribulation and the rise of the Antichrist. It all seems to be interconnected, and it seems to all take place suddenly all at once, just as the scriptures describe that there would be sudden destruction, and all these things will unfold suddenly. So I'm just going to continue here with Isaiah 14. In verse 22 it says, For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water. I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, Surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him under foot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is a purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations, for the Lord of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? In the year that King Ahaz died was this burden. Rejoice not thou whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. Okay, this verse right here is very important too, because it's basically saying not to rejoice. It says, rejoice not whole Palestina. This word right here, Palestina, in the Greek, it's actually this word right here. This word in the Greek is alophili, and I'm going to copy and paste it and see if it'll come up over here. Okay, it means foreign, but when you look at the definition more closely, you see that it's talking about aliens. And that it's talking about the aliens. All right, so, and we know there's no such thing as aliens, that it's actually the Nephilim. They're the ones who are foreign. We're foreign when we're among them. We're the aliens. But so we're alienated in this world, but they're also the aliens in terms of God's intention. So it's talking about the aliens here. And what did it say? It said, rejoice not thou whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken, for out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. So it's saying that when the rod of him that smote thee is broken, which would be the oppressor, that it talked about breaking the staff of the oppressor earlier, and it says to not rejoice when that happens. And this could be a dual meaning here. It may be referring to something else in the English, but in the Greek it uses a word that means aliens. And it says once the staff is broken, then it says from him will come the sperm. Right here, this Greek word right here is sperm, of the serpent. Okay, so once the staff of him that smote thee is broken, out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice. And over here it says not to rejoice, aliens, that once the staff is broken, out of him will come sperm of the serpent, and he will bring forth grandchildren of the asp. Okay, that's the shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. And the grandchildren that come out will be serpents that fly, flying serpents. So that's not the end of the oppressor when he's broken. It says don't rejoice when that happens, because that's when his sperm will bring forth his grandchildren, which will be fiery flying serpents. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy shall lie down in safety, and I will kill thy root with famine, and he shall slay the remnant. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, thou whole Palestina art dissolved, for there shall come from the north a smoke, and none shall be alone in his appointed times. What shall one then answer? The messengers of the nation, that the Lord hath founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it. In the end, God is going to prevail because he's going to establish Zion. And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to end this here and continue in the next video. Thank you.